What's good, people? It's your boy Lowry.
True hippie.
What's good, people? Yo. How we doing tonight, guys? Good evening. It's been a long time. I'm just checking, making sure all the audio and the stream is all looking good. Let me know in the chat how things are looking. So we've got people joined up already. Good evening. Yes, we are doing well. Yes, people, man. Good evening. Welcome to the Everything Lowery Show. This is a show where I discuss all the latest that's happened in the week of film and television. And yeah, it's been a while, man. It has been a while, but I'm back and you're going to be seeing more weekly shows from your boy. I'm your host, Lowry, for tonight. This week has been a crazy one. I'm just going to jump straight into the news, man. We're going to be talking about the updates with Matt Reeves' Batman Part 2. Also, the trailer dropped for a new Anaconda film starring Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Wednesday Season 2 and the performance of that season. We also have the first reactions for the latest horror film, Him, which is produced by Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. And then we have the big one, which was UK time yesterday, but all the news has been trickling throughout the day today, about Jimmy Kimmel. And he's been pulled from his late night show that he's been on for many years. So without further ado, let's get started with the Batman Part 2. And I've been super excited for this film to come. Batman, the first Batman, actually, I loved. It's directed by Matt Reeves. It's one of my favorite comic book movies in recent years. And I'm happy that we're finally getting some real updates. It's been not many years, but it's been a long time. The first film came out, I want to say like 3 years ago now, 4 years ago. It was 3 hours long, but it was a good Batman film. And yeah, so earlier this year in June, Matt Reeves, who is the director, confirmed that the script for Batman Part 2 was done. And since then, the internet it's been going wild. Fan theories have been coming out. People have been thinking, who's going to be in it? Is it going to connect with James Gunn's wider universe that he started to build out with the release of Superman? And yeah, so many things have been said. But we had some updates this week, and it was from a red carpet interview. And Matt Reeves has said that this sequel is going to put the spotlight more on Bruce Wayne himself and not just Batman. That is interesting because we have seen Batman's origin done so many times, a million times. And then the other Batman film was mainly about Batman, about him, the detective element of Batman. And we didn't get a focus much on Bruce Wayne as the character. But with this announcement, Reeves is saying we are finally going to be seeing Bruce Wayne in waves that we haven't seen before. He's also teased that the villain in this movie is going to be a villain who hasn't been done on the big screen before, which is quite exciting because we've had the same old Batman villains for 20 plus years. We've seen Joker a million times. We've had Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze. We had Bane, different iterations of Bane. So, somewhere online, people have been talking about the Court of Owls as the main villain. Hush could be a villain for this new Batman Part 2. But let me know in the comments, who would you like to see, as a villain in this new Batman Part 2? With this news, though, the question that I do have about Batman and where it fits is, with James Gunn's Superman releasing earlier this year, we finally got to see the start of the new theatrical of the new DC universe. And tonally, it is totally different to what we've been used to or what we've seen in the Matt Reeves Batman universe. So my question is, and let me know in the comments, guys, your thoughts on this, is that will Matt Reeves Batman universe survive the new DC universe? Or will it risk getting sidelined? Let me know in the comments. Personally, for me, I actually like this approach that James Gunn I like the approach that he's taken with this new DC universe. I think with Marvel, the run up to Endgame, incredible. Like we have not seen something done like that ever. And I think ever since Endgame always says from Endgame that, you know, the quality, the whole multiverse stuff, and they've just been trying to do so much. There's been no clear goal. And I think because we've been used to having a clear goal, we kind of have this expectation of Marvel always having to deliver something. Whereas with this approach with James Gunn's DC universe, where we're having we're already introduced to different takes on DC characters, villains, and heroes. Us as the viewer are not going to be expecting something so linear like the Marvel universe. And to me, it's kind of like picking up different issues of narratives with different characters. You know, there's been many characters and issues of Batman. There's been many of, let's say, Spider-Man, Superman. So I like the approach that James Gunn is taking with this DC universe. I don't mind having different versions of the characters, just as long as the story, the development, and the whole feel of whatever I'm watching is there. I'm fine with it. But my worry is that your average cinema goer isn't like me or isn't like someone who is invested into the comic book world. And, you know, how do you explain to them Robert Pattinson's Batman alongside the new Batman, which is expected to come in Brave and the Bold? How do you explain that to someone? Say, hey, there's two different Batmans, but this Batman's for this story and this is for this story. You see what I'm saying? Like, it could get confusing. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on this news with Batman 2. And also let me know what villain you would like to see Matt Reeves tackle in this new Batman Part 2. I'm kind of keen to know if there's been any DC fans in the comments. What's good? Oh, hey, Ella. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you joining this evening. We've got a good show lined up for you. And yeah, that is it for the Batman Part 2. Anyone in the chat that watched the Batman film, let me know in the chat. Let me get that up. All right, cool. Next up, going to be talking Jack Black and Paul Rudd, and they're starring in a new Anaconda movie. Now, if you know me, every year I've been saying we need a new Anaconda film. We need a new Anaconda film. I'm someone that just likes films with killer animals or killer monsters. You know, the Jaws, the Meg movies, Godzilla, even Anaconda. There's a couple crocodile films. You know, they're not super serious films, but they're entertaining. And when news dropped, I think the end of last year, that we're getting a new Anaconda movie, I was super excited. So this week, the trailer dropped for the new Anaconda film. It's coming out December this year. And I can't lie. Based on the trailer, guys, I don't know how to feel about it. Now, I unfortunately cannot play the trailer. I don't know if you've noticed on my streams, I don't play trailers anymore because I always get copyrighted and I get a million emails from Warner Bros. Or Sony or someone. So yeah, if you want to watch it after the show tonight, head on to you. Well, you're on YouTube, so yeah, stay on YouTube and watch the trailer in your own time. But this one, yeah, I wasn't expecting this type of Anaconda film. So this one follows two characters, Doug, who's played by Jack Black, and Griff, who's played by Paul Rudd, and they are two friends in the middle of a midlife crisis. And they head to the Amazon to remake their favorite movie from their youth, the original Anaconda, the 1997 Anaconda movie. And as you would expect, um, you know, things go sideways as they're trying to film this Anaconda film, and a real giant anaconda shows up from what we see in the trailer, and their supposed fake Anaconda movie actually turns out that they come into a deadly situation with a real giant anaconda. And that is basically the premise of this movie. The original Anaconda came out in 1997. It was like almost like a movie thriller, like nothing blockbuster or anything like that. I think critically it wasn't reviewed the best, but I liked it. Growing up, I liked the Anaconda movie. I know a load of people that like it. Some even call that film a cult classic. It has, stood the test of time. And I think, fans of the film have always wanted a sequel or maybe another iteration of Anaconda in that same tone. So my question about this new Anaconda film with Jack Black and Paul Rudd is, are they trying to recapture the 90s feel? Because based on the trailer, if they're trying to do that, I don't think it's going to work. Or are they attempting to modernize Anaconda and bring it into 2025? Hollywood as we know it in this new generation, we've been nostalgiaed out for so many times. They've been reviving late 90s, even now early 2000s movies, cult thrillers, cult films that we all know and love. Sometimes it works. Cobra Kai has done well. The recent Scream reboots have done extremely well. I like actually the Scream reboots, but I would say that a large majority of these reboots feels like a straight up cash grab. Like there's just no soul in them. And so I'm someone that likes to have news stories and stuff. But of course, like many of us, when we see Anaconda, we are going to go to the cinema because we like the original, we love the original. But yeah, we're just in this generation of nostalgia bait and all this type of stuff happening. And let me know, guys. Any remade films recently that you've watched in the cinema, or you again like me, wanting new storylines, new narratives. But yeah, back to Anaconda. Again, I don't know how this works. It feels extremely comical, and if that is the case, and it feels like it because it has Jack Black and Paul Rudd, to me that kind of strips away the essence of what made the 1997 Anaconda movie fun. It never set out to be a comedy, and it was kind of like this campy B movie that mixed a bit of tension in there, and that was it. That was it. This movie is supposed to be a reboot of that 1997 film, so changing the tone may not land with super diehard fans of Anaconda. I'm not saying I'm a super diehard fan, but yeah, and I'm just a little bit confused with that. With that said, though, Jack Black, Paul Rudd, they're two actors that I will always go to the cinema to watch, and I get why they're both in this movie. So yeah, maybe the charm, maybe the chemistry on the big screen might make this film work. It might carry it. But yeah, based on the trailer, not the biggest fan just yet. It hasn't grabbed me. But yeah, guys, let me know if you've watched the trailer for the new Anaconda movie. Let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments. And what do you think? Do you think they've gone in the wrong direction of taking Anaconda to a more comical tone? Or do you think it will work? Do you think it's, nice to try or refreshing to try something new with an already established, not franchise, but title that everyone knows from back in the day? But yeah, let me know, guys. And let's see who's in the chat. What's good, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I'm also streaming elsewhere. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, like the stream. Don't forget to follow the Everything Lowery shows every Thursday evening between 9:30 and 10:30, depending on how much news there is during the week. This week, unfortunately, I don't have any reviews for stuff because I was out of the UK last week, so there wasn't enough time to watch things. But next week, I got reviews for Slow Horses season 5 coming, Gen V season 2, which is the first 3 episodes dropped on Amazon Prime yesterday. So if you're a fan of The Boys, Gen V season 2 is out now, but I have the whole series, so I'll have my non-spoiler review next week. And then I watched the new Leonardo DiCaprio film with Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another, so I'll have a review for that next week as well. So just keeping you guys informed with that. All right, cool. Let's take it to the Netflix TV series Wednesday. And Wednesday, I really liked season 1 of Wednesday. I thought it was a refreshing take on the Addams family. Jenna Ortega, perfect casting. I thought she was great. And to be honest, everything that I've seen her in, she rarely does poorly. You know, she actually elevates things that I've watched her in, and I think she is the current, or one of the screen queens of this new generation. And then also with season 1, they had the viral moments with the dance, and it went onto TikTok and Twitter and stuff, and it propelled the series because I think a lot of people did see that dance that she did in season 1. So with that said, I thought that season 2 would be an instant smash hit. But according to reports that came out this week, Variety posted that season 2 has reached about 92.5 million Netflix subscribers in its first 3 weeks since it's been released, down from 150 million for season 1 in the same window. Now, 92.5 million is still incredible numbers. Like, that is, for a TV show to get that much viewership is insane. Again, I don't know how Netflix base their viewership. They might tinker with things here or there, but 92.5 million is crazy. But for Netflix's second biggest English series ever, that's a drop from 150 million to 92.5 million. That's a big drop. Season 1 had that lightning in a bottle, that, like I mentioned, the viral moment, the dance that went on TikTok. There were a few other things, and there was some memes from it. And it just seems like season 2 hasn't managed to grab whatever season 1 had. It's just been not there. And even like people that I know or that should have watched season 2 of Wednesday, they've not tuned into it. Like myself, I've not watched part 1 or part 2 of Wednesday, and I don't know, I haven't rushed to watch it. And even just online, I saw when it was released, there was things happening on Twitter, there was some stuff on TikTok, and then nowhere to be seen. So I think to me that kind of highlights where we're at in the streaming era of things. There's so many things dropping every week, whether it's music, movies in the cinema, TV shows online, TV shows on normal television. There's so much. And it's really difficult now for titles to even gain someone's attention. And it's quite surprising that the big drop off for Wednesday, because I thought with Jenna Ortega, Netflix, the viewership would have been there. But I think to me as well, this highlights this new generation of marketing, and it just doesn't seem to be hitting the way it used to. Like I said, a lot of people didn't even know season 2 of Wednesday had released on Netflix, and if they did, they were even more surprised that it came out in 2 parts. I kind of with Netflix stuff, I'm not the biggest fan of the majority of them being split into 2 parts. Just give me the whole season. Just give me the 8 episodes. Like, stop splitting 4 and 4. It makes no sense. Not unless you're going to give us proper, like what Squid Game did. They gave season 2 was split into 2 parts, and it gave us 6 or 7 each time. That to me, okay, in this new generation, that kind of works. But don't give me 4 episodes and then 4 episodes. So yeah, like I think the whole thing surrounding Wednesday season 2, I just think the marketing, the buzz kind of dipped for it, just didn't work out for it. It doesn't mean that Wednesday's failing. Like I said, 92.5 million, it's probably more than that now, is crazy numbers. But I think Netflix definitely maybe have relied too much on season 2 being as viral as season 1, and maybe didn't put much into the marketing department to let fans of the show know that Wednesday was releasing. Maybe that's just my thoughts. That said, though, I think season 3 is still going to happen. Again, I've not watched it, so I don't know how it ends. But Jenna Ortega is a huge actor right now, and it's still a big viewership. But the big question is if there is a season 3, which I assume there will be, how does it regain the hype going forward? Because we have moved on from, I think when season 1 came out, I think we were either coming out of COVID or still in COVID. So I get everyone was at home and watching as much stuff as they could do. Yeah, how does this franchise now navigate this new world of streaming? Yeah, I've had no rush to watch it. Exactly. Like there hasn't been the urge to, I need to watch Wednesday season 2. Maybe it could be just because it's the Addams Family, and again, you're gonna watch it when you're gonna watch it. There's no it's not like, I don't know, like a Marvel title. Like if you don't watch it, things will get ruined online, and you have to watch it, and you want to be part of the conversation. I don't know. But yeah, would I agree with poor marketing? Yeah, it's with a lot of things, not just this. Some of the biggest, Apple, who is renowned for their iPhone marketing being best in class. Their Apple TV Plus streaming platform, the amount of times I say to people, hey, this is the best streaming platform. It's got Severance. It's got Presumed Innocent. It's got The Morning Show. All these titles. And people are like, huh? What's Apple TV Plus? Still to this day. They've won awards. Severance Season 2 had one of the biggest releases earlier this year. They had what's the New York train station? They had all the marketing, they had the actors come into the train station. They've done so much, but for some reason Apple's marketing when it comes to their Apple TV Plus shows just isn't on the same level as their phones and devices. It's just so strange. So yeah, I think we're just in a generation where your marketing has to be A1. If it's not A1, unfortunately it could get lost in the ether until you get that second wind where a group of people will go online. A group of people will watch a series that came out last year, and then you get the big upswing for when a new season comes out. That's what happened with Severance Season 1. When 2 was released, you then had all of the people who had watched Season 1 just gas it up, and then people caught on to Severance. And if you haven't watched Severance, one of the best shows this year, guys. So yeah, let me know if you're gonna watch Wednesday Season 2. Your thoughts if you have watched it, and yeah, we'll take it to the next one on the show tonight. And the next one is this. That's strange. The next one is for a movie that I'm actually looking forward to, and it's called Him. It's a horror film that is releasing later this year. And make sure, and by the way, subscribe to the channel because I will have my review for it once I watch this movie. It's directed by Justin Tippin, produced by Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. With Monkey Paw, as I said at the start of the show, you're going to expect horror, but horror done differently, where it's going to take you to a different space. When you watch Monkey Paw, especially Jordan Peele horror films, you're deciphering everything. It's not just a Conjuring type movie. You're watching it for Easter eggs or social commentary or something. And yeah, so I think that's with Monkey Paw attached to Him, people are already going into this film, hey, this is what I'm expecting. We also have Marlon Wayans. We've got Tyreek Withers, Julia Fox, and more actors. And the story for this film follows a character called Cameron Cade, who's a rising football star who's derailed by an obsessed fan. He's attacked by an obsessed fan, and his footballing career just ceases to exist. But he gets a lifeline when his idol quarterback Isaiah White invites him to train at his private compound. But his dream quickly becomes a nightmare. And based on the trailer, I've not watched the film, but based on the trailer, he learns the price of chasing greatness. Trailer looks really cool, by the way, if you haven't watched it. But unfortunately, the early reviews for this film haven't been that great. And right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at 36%, which isn't great, guys. One critic said, I can't believe I left the house to watch this movie. Generally, on the Rotten Tomatoes that I've seen, the reviews that I've seen, sorry, they're saying that the concepts and the ideas were really strong, but the execution of them were extremely weak. And I think, like I said, with Monkey Paw being attached to this movie, expectations are up here already. Like, you enter a cinema goer's mind at a very high level because you've got Jordan Peele production, Jordan Peele produced, Monkey Paw produced. So it's quite sad, 36% is quite low. What I will say though, Rotten Tomatoes, you have to take with a pinch of salt, especially with horror movies. 36% doesn't kill the movie for me. I'm still gonna watch it because I like horror films and I like the actors that are in this movie and the concept of it and the plot. But especially with horror films, critics and audiences often disagree. Some of the best cult following horror movies have had the worst reviews. They were seen as flops. And, for me, there's been plenty of films that I've seen on Rotten Tomatoes that have been given 95%, 80%, almost close to 100%. And we've gone to the cinema to watch it, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And there's been films that I've loved that Rotten Tomato critics have trashed. So for me, like I said, the concept of fame, obsession, chasing greatness is strong. And I think if the atmosphere and I find that the narrative grips me and keeps me entertained throughout the movie, then yeah, I'll definitely like this movie. And audiences with that same mindset, they might respond differently to this film. But yeah, first impression, well, not first, but the first reviews for this movie, it doesn't look too great. I will say 36% is kind of low, even for Rotten Tomatoes, which is quite surprising and sad at the same time, because we want more, new narrative. We want more fresh ideas. And I think if you're coming out the gate with 36%, it's not a great start. But like I said, at the same time, take Rotten Tomatoes with a pinch of salt. And if you want to go watch the movie, go and watch it. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you guys have heard of this movie, Him. Are you going to watch it? It's out in America this Friday, and the UK, like always, we've got to wait. I think it comes out in October, first week of October. So we've got, I think, like 2 weeks left until it comes out here. Let me see it in the chat. I'm so behind. I need to watch Wednesday. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, not many people were excited for Wednesday, and I thought people would rush to Netflix to watch it. So yeah. I'm just reading some more comments. All right, cool. Also, guys, if you haven't already, please like the stream. It helps with I hate playing the algorithm games, but unfortunately, in 2025, you got to do so. So liking the stream does a world to this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, as I drop regular TV and movie reviews, and I do my live stream show going through all the entertainment news of the week. And there's going to be more stuff coming. So I would really appreciate that. All right, guys, we are on the last topic for tonight, and it's a big one. and it's all about Jimmy Kimmel, man. This one came out last night that Jimmy Kimmel's late night show has been pulled indefinitely. ABC has pulled his show off the airwaves, gone. Nexstar Media, which is one of the biggest US TV station owners, announced that they have indefinitely taken Kimmel's late night show off the airwaves after Kimmel's comments about the killing of Charlie Kirk. This is crazy. Like Jimmy Kimmel, I've for as long as I've known the internet, I've always seen his YouTube clips and his show, and and probably his show has gone on even before that. We had Colbert's late night show got axed, and now we have Kimmel. Like, first of all, are we seeing the era of late night television cease to exist? And are we starting to see censorship that we've never, ever seen before? Kimmel basically said, actually, let's get the video. Let's get the video so you guys can see it. Let me get up with it here for you guys. So here's the video. Here's the monologue that he had on his late night show. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Can you guys hear it? Don't know if you can hear it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Why can't you guys hear it? That's annoying. Why is this not showing up? All right. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get the sound on there. But I can describe what was said. What Jimmy Kimmel said. He said the MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can score to score political points from it. So Kimmel's monologue clashed with the Utah's governor, who described the suspects as having a leftist ideology. So from two massive known figures in America, you've got polarizing, opposite thoughts on the situation. And unfortunately, Kimmel, he got caught, man. They got him. And the backlash has been massive. Trump said that Kimmel was fired for a lack of talent, which is typical Trump. A lot of the late night shows have been they have been speaking out against Trump and his what he's been doing recently. So we know Jimmy Kimmel has talent. He's had a late night show for how long? Obama has also said stuff. He said this is a dangerously new level of cancel culture. You've got two US presidents debating late night TV host things, which is insane. Like, I never thought I would see the day this would happen. But here's my take on this. And this is very dangerous. Like, it feels dangerous. America is supposed to be the land of free speech, the land of the free. But right now, and for a little while, it feels one-sided. It feels like it's free speech just for one side. And if you step out of line, you're gone. And we've seen it with Colbert and Kimmel. they have been vocal critics of Trump, whether it's him or what he represents or his party. Anything surrounding Trump just seems to get you axed, like you're gone. And whether you agree or not, I think shows getting pulled for political commentary, it sets a scary tone. You're censoring people, free speech is gone, and you're just in this box, and you have to conform with what the top dog at the top, whoever it is upstairs, says. So yeah, I never in my lifetime thought I would have seen this type of stuff, especially in like comedy. Like comedy is supposed to be social commentary and a reflection of what's happening. Comedy is never touched by cancel culture and stuff. And now that you're seeing this, is like if anyone says anything, you're done. Your career, like I think Jimmy Kimmel will be fine. He could potentially be picked up by another station. There is the internet now, so he can go direct to consumer and have his own show. But there is a difference of having your own show on a national television broadcast. You've got people who may not even tune into the internet watching your show. So I do understand there is a difference. So but I still think Kimmel will be fine. But yeah, this is crazy. Like I never would have thought this would be happening. Censorship, cancel culture, and politics are all now colliding in this melting pot, and it's now in entertainment and TV and comedy and stuff. Whereas before it was kind of kept to one side, but it's all now just mixed into one big melting pot, and it's hard to avoid. And you can't avoid it, and you shouldn't avoid it. So right as of now, I don't think Kimmel has spoken out about this. Maybe his representatives have said something, but yeah, when Kimmel says something, of course I'll be keeping you guys updated on the show. But so I'm just going to tune into the comments right now. It's actually insane. We've never expected. Exactly. The last person standing is Jimmy Fallon. And so far he's been silent. There have been other like SAG-AFTRA people like Ben Stiller and a few others have come out and condemned, this action of censorship, which shouldn't be happening, especially on this scale. Like, it should be happening in general. But I'm just reading the comments, but it doesn't surprise me with the way things are going right now. Yeah, things are starting not to surprise me. Like it's just like this is now expected. It was always going to be this way. Really isn't surprising. He'll join up with Piers Morgan on YouTube, likely. Yeah, hopefully not on the Piers Morgan show. But yeah, he'll definitely have his own thing. The only thing is like the Jimmy Kimmel. I can't remember. Is it Late Night with Jimmy Kimmel? I can't remember what's the name of his show, but they may own his name, so he may not be able to use his name elsewhere. And you got to remember as well, Kimmel could be getting blackballed from production companies that would need to produce his show, even if he went to YouTube. Like this isn't just like a surface level effect. Like within the industry, he'll have agents that maybe won't work with him. He might be used to getting screenings to watch films so he can interview people. They might be saying, yeah, you know what, we're good because of his ideologies and what he believes in, which is crazy, man. It's crazy. So but yeah, guys, let me know in the chat, has this cancel culture gone too far, and where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? And also, do you guys watch late night television shows? Is it like, aside from this happening, it does feel like the late night culture has kind of shifted, because we watch a lot of things on demand. So is it a big, massive blow for Jimmy Kimmel that he's now not doing a late night show? Because maybe it was being phased out anyway, not by the politics and stuff, but just by the general audience, maybe not tuning into cable television like they once used to. Let me know in the comments. I still watch all the American late night shows. Which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite late night show? It will still be big in America. Yeah, I get what you mean. America still seems to hold on to that traditional late night television, especially with like SNL and stuff. Who have we got here in the UK? Jonathan Ross, Graham Norton show. Haven't watched it since Carpool Karaoke. Who actually watched that show? He's another one that he didn't get cancelled, but people just stopped liking James Corden. Like, he just phased out, which was a shame because when he moved to America, it was big things. Like, it was like, raw, like someone from the UK has actually gone out there and done their own thing and got a late night television show with Apple and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of sad what's happened to James Corden. Like, you know, he's kind of been moved on a bit. I'm gonna stay on stream for another couple of minutes just to see what you guys are saying. Oh, as I just remembered, this film is actually already out in cinema. Let me get this up for you. Let me get this up. Before I forget. If you haven't watched this film, before I wait, The Daily Show, All Things Politics, Trump coming for Jon Stewart. Bro, Trump is coming for Jon Stewart now. Nah. That's mad. But guys, yeah, look, so this movie came out last week, Friday, and it's called The Long Walk. It's based on a Stephen King novel. And it's basically about a group of teenage boys. They compete in what says it on here, but they compete in an annual contest known as The Long Walk. Basically, they have to maintain a certain walking speed or they'll get shot. The walking speed in the film, I think, is 3 miles per hour. And you just have to walk and have to be the last man standing. And that's how you win the cash prize. And let me tell you, I did not know a film about walking would grip me so much. Like, there is so much to this film and it's so surprising. It's probably one of my favorite like Stephen King turn movie films, especially in recent years. Directed by Francis Lawrence, starring in the movie, we've got Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, who right now he's just a bad man. David Johnson is the man of the moment. He's known for the I think the HBO TV show Industry. He was in Rye Lane, which is a film on Disney Plus. If you haven't watched it, really good, really good UK film. He was in Alien Romulus that came out last year. Right now, he can't do no wrong, and he is fantastic in this film. And yeah, this film, it is very. There seems to be a few films that are releasing over the next couple of weeks that feel very poignant to where we are as a society, and this film definitely touches on a lot of things that we see in everyday life. And I was extremely surprised. On top of that as well, the character development in the film, and it's just them walking, is outstanding. The chemistry between all the characters, their own separate stories, you know, the pacing of the film does extremely well because you're able to understand everyone's story in the film, and you really connect with people. And yeah, like there's moments where you feel really sad, like damn, like how is this film doing this? And yeah, man, like honestly, I think one of my favorite films to come out this year. Really surprising. Um, I would say the subject matter of the film probably not a rewatchable movie, but it's a film that I could recommend to go and watch if that kind of makes sense. um, let me see. Long Walk, way better than I thought. Exactly. Love this movie. Put me through all the. I'm telling you, I came out of the cinema and I'm thinking, damn, I didn't expect the film to do that to me, man. But yeah, guys, if you haven't watched this movie, The Long Walk, definitely add it to your watch list. If you can, watch it in the cinema. Like it really is such a fantastic movie. And yeah, I couldn't talk about this last week because I was away. So I just remembered just before the end of the show to bring that up to you guys. But yeah, The Long Walk out in cinemas right now, and it's an hour and 40 minutes. So you know, short movie for this current generation, and yeah, it really has a lot of heart and meaning, and definitely a film I think many of you will enjoy. So definitely go and check that one out. Um, just seeing anyone more in the chat. All right, cool. That is it for tonight. I really appreciate everyone joining back the show tonight. I know I keep stopping and starting, but I'm going to be way more consistent from now on. So there's a show next week. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be reviewing Slow Horses Season 5 next week, Gen V Season 2. So the first 3 episodes are out now on Amazon Prime Video, but I'll have my review for all the episodes next week. And the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie, One Battle After Another, I'll have my review for that. Plus all the big news that is going to be coming out next week. I'm pretty sure we're going to have more from the Jimmy Kimmel stuff, and there's probably going to be more stuff happening elsewhere. But guys, I appreciate you. Who's this? I'm looking forward to The Strangers Part 2. Oh yeah, Strangers Part 2. I didn't watch that. I've not watched that yet. But that's a lot of stuff to talk about next week. But yeah. But guys, look, I appreciate you joining for tonight. Have a good rest of your evening. And until next week, peace.